Let's talk about The Beast in Me, the new Netflix series from a feminist lens, but there's gonna be spoilers, so scroll if you haven't watched till the end. This is not a show about just one villain. It shows us the spectrum of male power and the spectrum of women who has to survive under it. You can see this with every single female character in this show. And I'm gonna talk about Aggie Wiggs last. So let's start with Erica, the female FBI agent. She represents the woman who has done everything right. With a career, with a family, she's competent, she has control seemingly, and still she becomes collateral damage in the orbit of men's recklessness. Her husband's mistake threatened her career, not his. She's then being threatened by the uncle and has to make sacrifices that goes against her values. Her authority exists on paper, but in practice, she's just a pawn in male ego around her and being punished for it. Erica's story tells us that no matter how accomplished a woman is, she's always one man's error away from losing everything. Next, Councilwoman Bonitz. Bonitz is the woman who dedicated her life to justice. She's the public-facing fighter with values, principles, and fierceness, but she still gets crushed. Her arc exposes something familiar. Women who stand up to corruption often get broken, not because they are weak, but because systems are built to punish them. She's gaslit, threatened, pushed into corners until her only way out is to survive and to protect herself, not her values. When she finally takes hush money, it's not her moral failure, it's her survival instincts. Her storyline is the feminist reminder for us that courage alone is not enough to dismantle systems and institutions that are designed to outpower us. Next in line, we have Medie, the wife who knew too much. Medie's arc is the most chilling one because it represents the woman who's trapped in a marriage, and it's the most common one we see in real life. She knows too much, she's seen too much, and she's trapped in a place she knows she can never leave her marriage in a safe way. By the time she understands Niall's real nature, she already had given him the key to her whole life. And her violent death, which is probably the most vivid and visceral scene of that show, it's not romanticized. It shows us the real price that women have to pay sometimes for knowing the truth about powerful men. And then Nenah's story, the illusion of safety through compliance. Nenah is the woman who tried to play by the rules. She's agreeable, supportive, eager to believe the best. She's performing the exact version of femininity that society tells us that is the most safe for women. And still, it does not protect her. Because her blind support is not only unrespected, but also held against her. When she realizes that she's vulnerable, she's pregnant, she's in danger because she's living with a man who's capable of murder. And that is the moment her compliance breaks. And we are faced against another feminist truth. Safety does not come from being accommodating. And lastly, let's talk about Aggie Wiggs. The woman that even though she's outside of the system, she is still not protected from it. Aggie, the lesbian grieving mother who is an outsider and kind of a lonely and bitter, but that status doesn't shield her from patriarchal danger. It actually intensifies it. She chose to opt out of romantic patriarchy, but she still has to live around men who can hurt her. She wants to trust and connect with men, but it keeps backfire. Brian Abbott scares her at first, but then she learns that he's actually probably trustworthy. Niall is someone she tries to protect herself first in the beginning, but then she's drawn to him because of her work. She opens up to him and find out that he took advantage of that and misread her signs and harmed that Fanning boy. But then she has doubts because this whole system gaslighting her into maybe she's crazy to think that. So she tries to connect with him again and trust him again. And he only takes advantage of it. And after performing this comforting show to her, he goes around and betrays her and stages this whole murder in her house, risking her life. In the final episode, Aggie is demonized. She's isolated, same as women are usually when they're faced with men's violence. She's cut off of every single support system that she has. Shelly, Brian, even Erica, and her decision to reach out to Nenah, the biggest gamble because she's the wife of the villain. It's her last hope to believe that maybe another woman can help her survive this. Asking the pregnant wife of the predator that's going after you for help is a risk that only women have to ever take. And then the ending, which I have to touch on. In the real world, what would happen in this situation would be Nenah would probably stay silent even if she's afraid of Niall, because pregnant women usually chooses the safety of their child even in risky situations like this. Niall probably would walk free. White rich men do most of the time. Aggie would probably get arrested and blamed for the whole thing. But the show gives us a totally different ending. A Disney happy ending, if you'd like. The two women align and come together to face this predator. The truth is revealed. The rich white men are held accountable. It's far from realistic, and that's why it's such a moment. It gives us a glimpse, even for a small moment, of what justice would feel like if women's voices would be carried out equally. If women could trust each other without having to suffer the consequence of losing everything, and if powerful men didn't get infinite second chances. This ending is the Disney happy ending because it's aspirational. It's what women hope for and wish for and dream about, but rarely gets to see it in real life. The ending isn't meant to be believable. It's meant to be a fantasy, a relief, a reminder of the justice we never get to see in real life. And every single female character represents a different survival strategy. Careerism, activism, compliance, withdrawal, silence. And it shows how every single strategy fails under patriarchy. What are your thoughts? Comment below and share with me. I'd love to hear.